Okay, so in my last video, I had talked about bees swarming because that's what my bees had done. And just to refresh your memory, basically what happens is that when the beehive becomes overcrowded, a new queen is created, and that new queen kicks out the old queen in about half the hive, and they go up to usually a tall branch, and they sit there for a few days as recon bees are sent out, and they scour the lands to find a suitable site for the new hive. Now tragedy had struck. There was snowfall in springtime, and those bees that were on the top of a tall tree fell like fallen angels. And so I collected as many as I could, and we had a bee sleepover, and then I put them back in the hive, but sadly the queen had perished. And I thought that was the end of the story. And then a few days after that, I'm sitting right here, okay, by my computer, doing a woodworking video conference call, and all of a sudden, outside of my window, this is what I see. So then I was like, oh my God, they are swarming again? I did not know that that was even possible. And it turns out that that is called an afterswarm. And usually a hive can create multiple virgin queens. And when that happens, one of them will take more of the hive and it can keep dividing. Now, I'm going to read you an excerpt from a research paper entitled Queen Replacement in African and European Honeybee Colonies with and Without Afterswarms. I'm just going to read an excerpt from their introduction because it is crazy. So it says, workers in the natal nest, and the natal nest is just the original hive. So workers in the natal nest rear multiple virgin queens in specially constructed queen cells. When the virgin queens emerge, some may leave in secondary swarms called afterswarms. The remaining virgin queens battle among themselves until there is a sole survivor who becomes the new laying queen of the natal nest. So pretty insane. They come out and they start killing each other. Virgin queens eliminate one another through pre-emergence destruction, in which emerging virgin queens sting unemerged rivals through the walls of their queen cells, and through duels in which two emerging virgin queens battle until one is stung to death. So just imagine that. You're a virgin queen, you just come out of your queen cell, you're just newly born, and now you take your stinger, you go find your sister queen, and you stab it through the wall of the queen cell and kill her. Or, if she's already emerged, you immediately enter into a duel to the death. I mean, it is so crazy. Now, here's also what's interesting. The worker bees do not kill emerging virgin queens themselves, but they will interact with them at high rates through chasing, biting, and the performance of vibration signals. And so the idea here is that worker bees cannot directly choose the next queen, but they can definitely influence that by who they harass.
All right, so here I am, here's Steven, and we are going to try to get the second swarm of my bees. And I guess I am a little bit nervous because I've never tried to capture a swarm before, but ultimately the plan is to get up on the ladder. Here's a bag with a cardboard box. I'll put it up there. I'll try to swallow them. If it doesn't work, I'm going to shake the branch, and hopefully they'll fall in and it'll work out well.
Maybe you could rest the box on the ladder.
Yeah. have to get higher. I wonder if I should...
Go up one more step. Are you worried about?
Well, I guess it's supported by this other one.
You're gonna hear a crack.
Okay, Mark, did you zoom in?
Yeah.
See me?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see this thing here?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I cannot swallow.
They fell. They heard them fall.
They're very angry.
See if you can close that man up. You got most of them. Seal her up.
Good, I can smell their banana smell. Which means that they're alarm signals.
Seal up the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so after I went up there and got them, I began to notice that almost immediately they were going back up to that tree. And what that meant is that the queen was still up there. So I went up there again and I scooped them up and I brought them and I put them in a nuke box.
I don't know what.
Are they back up there again? Yeah, maybe I didn't get the queen.
And a few hours later I return and they're going back up again. So that must mean the queen was up there still. So I went up the third time and I very thoroughly tried to brush them off and I put them in that nuke box, and luckily this time they stayed there. And that meant that I did have that queen. The next day I come, and as I open the lid, I see that they were already starting to build comb, which is pretty insane. I mean, I wasn't expecting that they would do it that quickly. And then I transferred them into a new hive, which luckily Anil donated to me.